Howdy folks, and welcome back to Frieren. Today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 13, which is titled, Aversion to One's Own Kind. I don't know if that's going to be demons not getting along with other demons. I don't know if it's going to be about Frieren not getting along with other mages, Stark not getting along with other warriors, what have you. We did get a little bit of that last time with Stark and his village where he came from, how, you know, full of warriors, and it was very much survival of the fittest there. He was seen as a weakling, as an outcast, yet his brother took pity on him, tried his best to train him, and also saved his life by telling him to run. Don't do the big warrior thing right now. Get out of there and live. So I don't know. It could be any of those things. It could be none of those things, actually. I could just be completely off base with everything. Wouldn't be the first time for this show. But we are coming up to the halfway point of this first season. I did look ahead. I saw that there are 28 episodes. If I didn't know that, I now have that number firmly in my head, which means we're potentially kind of close to maybe getting another OP, which I only mentioned because there's that one mischievous looking figure sitting upon the throne, like mischievous looking and, you know, serving up a look, and we do not know who that is. So typically, in my limited experience watching anime, typically the things that are in an OP do get referenced or at least known about before there is a new one. So it would be absolutely wild to me if we got a new OP before finding out who this character is. It would be also be kind of, I mean, I just know that other shows get multiple OPs per season, usually, especially for a big show like this from a huge production studio like Madhouse. I would, you know, expect that to be a thing. Dungeon Meshi did it. JoJo's does it all the time, especially for, you know, these longer multi-core, I think that's the correct terminology, seasons. So who knows? Next episode will be the halfway point of the season. So hey, I don't know. If there's one thing I've learned from the show is to not trust my instincts and just let the show happen, man. But hey, let's scooch over here and get ready to watch as I take this opportunity to thank you for watching me watch this thing. Hey, do all the YouTube things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see when more of these here reactions come out. I know that last week was probably a successful banger of an episode. Don't know how this one is. Did not look past that last one on IMDb to see the ratings. So don't know if this one is also considered a banger, but hey, let's face it, they kind of all are. But I said all that to say, you know, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you leave a comment. Both of those things kind of help this video find more people in the algorithm, other Frieren likers just like you and me. As well as if you want to see this or any other Frieren reaction uncut, unedited, the next one a little bit early, there's a link to join the Patreon down in the description below. As I always say, glad that you're just here watching on YouTube. It's totally optional, just a great way to support the channel. Without further ado, let's get to it. Frieren, Season 1, Episode 13, Aversion to One's Own Kind. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go.
そうか。お前は冒険者なのか。俺もずっと昔、
Are you a
冒
mage?
険者に憧れていた。誰にだってある。ガキの頃のくだらない夢だ。
Well, I lived that dream. It's not dumb. Yeah, just not a word from Frieren. I mean, they did mention at a certain point that they would need a first-class mage to accompany them, right? Someone who's certified to be in these kind of wild, demon-infested areas. So if that's who that is, what an unceremonious introduction to this character. But regardless, my tea for tonight is Vanilla Komaro in the rare Café du Monde mug. Typically don't drink out of this one for reactions, but here we are. Aversion to one's own kind. 29 years after death. In the Alt Woods.
一緒に小さな冒険をたくさんした親友がいたんだ。
But that was dumb. We were dumb.
無鉄砲な体力バカで。ゴリラみ
Like
たい
a
なやつ。
gorilla. It took 100 of us to fight him.
そいつから一緒に冒険者にならないかと誘われたんだ。
Are you in the OP? I've watched it so many times, but I don't recognize him.
10年も昔の話だ。
I wonder, did he?
今でも後悔しているよ。
I wonder if he died.
なんで私にそんな話をするの？
Hold on, I'll wait to hear what he says.
料理に使う野草を森で取ってくるように兄貴に頼まれた。
So does this count as a little adventure?
そこで死ぬのになっちゃった。
Oh no! He's been stuck this whole time, just casually.
でもお前がこの手を取ったら何か
Frieren's just like, sorry, not interested.
ちょっと待ってね。
No, Frieren.
ここまで来て悩む要素何かある？
手が汚い。
I mean, that's valid as hell.
それにジョーちゃん
Don't you have a spell to clean your
大
hands?
人ってのは汚いもんなんだぜ。
Who you calling not grown up?
気に汚いのは初めてかも。
Damn.
もう少し時間いい？フリーレン様。
Just help the
集ま
man.
りましたか？
She's like, oh yeah, I have a basket full of them. Are these what you were looking for, buddy? Okay, well, there we go.
俺はここでいいよ。
フリーレン
Did
様。
Fern pull him
ご
out?
迷惑をおかけしました。
別にいい
Dude,
って
Frieren.
助けてもらったんだから。それより本当に村に寄っていかなくていいのか？
Yeah, I'm sure there's some
収
side
穫祭
quests you
の
can
準
do
備で
here.
忙しいが。
物資の補充がしたいから、今日中に大きめの町に行きたいんだよね。
Frieren, he's literally talking about the harvest. There's gonna be supplies there.
ここら辺は危険な毒性生物が多いから。
わかった。
No! Immediately! Do you
噛
have-
まれちゃった。
the snake just casually just
気をつけろって言われたのに何やってるの？
want some berries. Super berry special right here in the tree.
なんか鼻血出てきた。
Frieren, I'm dying.
毒の種類の分析って僧侶の魔法だから得意じゃない
Okay,
んだよね。
interesting. Is this our first time seeing like priest magic at work?
さっきの村まで戻ろう。シュタルクは私が運ぶね。
大げさだな。大丈夫だって。
I'm only dying a little.
本当に大丈夫だって。
We should be doing what we did last time and just like float him. I understand the need for speed here, as it
手
were.
遅れですね。
It's too late.
数時間後には脳が溶け始め、鼻から全部流れ出て
Oh God.
死にます。
すごく怖い。
私の弟ならあるいは。兄貴、
Oh,
ちょっといいか？
there we go.
新しい風呂桶小さくない？製品です。やりすぎじゃない？
Damn. That's why he's like, take me with you. This is why I want out of here. I'm poor as fuck.
あれ？兄貴、こいつらだよ。なんだ？蛇にでも噛まれたか？
I don't know. My brain is starting to melt. I can't remember. All I remember is the super berry special. Yo, he cracked.
これでチャラだな。
This is why you save people, Frieren.
毒の反応が消えています。
No, his brain is still affected. His brain is still melty.
その首にかけている繊維。生徒から地方で最も優れている資産
Oh,
に
wow.
与えられるものだ。その回復のエキスパートが不治と判断した毒を一瞬で治療した。
Yeah,
あ
he's
れは
cracked.
天性の際だ。
Yeah, and Frieren does not say that lightly.
様にはわかりますか？
私のこと知っているの？
ハイター様から聞かされておりました。
Oh, shit.
とは言っても、所詮私は田舎の僧侶。
I'm sure you're fine, buddy.
座員の際は私の日ではない。さぞつまらない人生でしょ
Yeah.
う。どうか
In the little bit that we've met
あ
of
の子を
him,
この村から連れ出してやっては
seems
くれま
wow. Once again, it's another request from a priest. This is Fern all over again, except it's an adult who seems to be very capable, trained even.
悩むようなことじゃねえだろ。もう脳みそ鼻から出そうになる経験はごめんだぜ。
フリーレン様は何が不満なんですか？
Is he? Did they ever confirm that he's a priest though? I know they said it's a priest spell, but also
かな。
and there we go.
何言ってんだこいつ。とにかく俺一人でも勧誘しに行くぜ。
I mean, he could teach you a little something, Frieren, right?
座員様はいつもこの下の酒場に入り浸っているそうです。
Oh, he drinks a lot too. All right. But what I was gonna say, did they ever confirm that his brother was a priest as well? Because Frieren said this is a priest spell, so I'm not super good at it. But what if this is like a mage who, like, just because his brother is a priest and he spent so much time around one in this tiny little town with seemingly not a lot to do, picked up kind of a knack for priest spells? Like I said, that could be an instance where this guy could actually teach Frieren a whole heck of a lot to kind of, I guess, multi-class a little bit. I don't know how much that's possible. To me, and my understanding of magic is that a spell is a spell. You kind of specialize, it seems. But with Frieren and her desire and want to collect as many grimoires and as many spells as she can, seems like it probably shouldn't be much of a problem for her. So I think that is super interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this guy's gonna be coming with them, because I don't think they'd be setting this up with this want and desire for this guy to get out of this town just to have it just fizzle out completely here. Even if, like we said, with the title being an aversion to one's own kind, we do indeed find that it is Frieren and other magic users, potentially very skilled magic users, right? Maybe something for her to work on. But already just a really fascinating, great setup for this episode. And, it's been pretty damn funny. The Sein? It should be Sein, right? If it's Germanic in origin. EIN, I know that's Ein. So it should be Sein, right? Is the name. I'll try to not say it as harshly. And if I say sane, forgive me. But I do think it's interesting, these connections with Heiter, and then just topping it all off with him being at the bar. I see what you're doing, show. Or I could not. It could be just completely different. He could just be at the bar, like just not drinking, just talking to people there, right? Who needs healing? Who needs something? Who knows? Let's move on.
Sake,
Oh no, he is drinking.
tabako, gamble.
Oh yeah, poker man. I like him.
シュタルクだ。俺たち僧侶を探しているんだ。
なんだろう。俺はこの村の
Oh, he is. Okay. Okay. Well, confirmed.
座れシュタルク。
If you can beat me in a single hit. Yep, there we go.
本当か?
Another accidental oracle there. This just turns into the Darby the Gambler fight.
フリーレン様、今下からシュタルク様の悲鳴のような声が。
Oh, you can't get her awake. She's too EP for this. Oh, never mind. She did. There's another anti-oracle.
身ぐるみ剥がされてる。
He gambled everything.
誰がこんな。
悪く思うなよ。
We have one of those shots of Sane like putting on the. Oh God. What the fuck?
汚いもんなんだぜ。
身ぐるみ剥がされてる。
村長の独り勝ちさ。鬼人のごとき強さだぜ。
Damn. And I'm a priest. No devils here.
冒険者になりたいんでしょ。
昔の話だって言ってんだろ。ここにいるのは落ちぶれたパンツ一丁のおっさんだ。
And another loser in his underwear too.
フリーレン、僕たちと一緒に。
Heiter's like, I will get into my underwear right now and sit here. She's like, the memory.
もう取り返しのつかないほどの年月が経った。
There's always time to change,
どうし
right?
たフリーレン。
私は今の話をしている。
Wow. Yeah. When's the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now.
お前には俺の気持ちはわかんねえよ。
そう。今のでよくわかった。やっぱり私ザインのこと嫌いだ。
Which is why you need to come with me.
だから意地でも仲間に誘うことにした。
Yeah. See, I understand Frieren.
いくらで買い戻せたの？収穫祭も近いし、ゆっくりしていけって。ただで返してくださりました。よかったね。いい人たちで。
Yeah, see, sometimes big wins in poker and stuff, sometimes it's just the thrill of beating somebody for a
シュタレク様、
moment.
来てください。
何その汚いものつまむような持ち方。
They are.
こちらはザイン様の分です。
She's just... Oh.
ギャンブルする人は最低です。
Hey, don't talk about me like that.
ザイン様は僧侶なのに。酒を飲む僧侶はどうなのさ。知らないんですか？フリーレン様。酒は百薬の長なんですよ。
Fern, who's like sometimes just as stoic as Frieren, said that with a big old smile on her face.
たまには背中を押してみるのもいいと思ったんだよ。勇者ヒンメルがそうしたように。
Yeah, I'm talking about the present, right?
この冒険者たちは村に滞在することにしたらしい。
I'm sure it's a very lovely festival.
あの日以来、毎日のように俺を勧誘してくる。
They're kind of stalking me, actually.
3年後の収穫祭までには戻る。
He never came back, right?
そん時でいい。
Sounds like you have somebody you need to find in heaven, too.
今ではもう俺には眩しすぎる
Aw.
な。
See, maybe that's why. Everyone needs a little midlife crisis every now and again.
ザインの好きなものですか。 そうですね。酒にタバコ
Yeah,
に
put a pack of cigs like on a fishing rod and just like lead him. He just like follows them. Oh,
あとは年上のお姉さん
Frieren's
が好き
like,
ですね。
idea.
年上のお姉さんか。正直そんな情報あってもな。
Frieren, you're 1,000.
年上のお姉さんと旅がしたくないか？
This is stupid.
そのお姉さんはどこなの？
ここだよザイン。私はエルフだ。お前よりもずっと年上のお姉さんだよ。
Once again, just her tiny little smile.
こんなのお姉さんじゃない。
本当はあまりこういうことはしたくなかったけれども。
Does she have a self-aging spell?
先生から教わった色仕掛け
Oh
を使う時
no.
が来たようだね。
Oh no.
ちゅ
何それ？
投げキッスだよ。坊やにはまだ早かったかな。
Sunny?
エッチすぎる。
おかしいな。ヒンメルに試した時は失
Yeah.
神するほどの威力だったの。
Well, Himmel was down bad. No, yeah, nosebleed.
罪な女だ。
変だな。
Evil woman. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
強敵だぜ。
もういい加減にしろ。俺は冒険者になるつもりはない。
Come on.
あいつは3年後には帰ってくると言ったんだ。
So he assumes he's dead.
あれから10年も経
And then maybe, like I said, he has
もう
someone to
死
look
んで
for
い
at
る
heaven
に決まってん
too.
だろうが。なんで？
なんで今更って思っているでしょう。私は今の話をしているんだよ。
Yeah, and there's that line again.
いけない。理由は10年前にあいつについていかなかったのと同じだ。兄貴を置いて村を出るだなんて。そんなことできるわけねえだろ。
何を言っているんだ。
I'm a grown-ass man.
ハイター様が生徒から視察に来た時、聞いちまったんだ。
Oh no.
あなたほどの才があれば生徒の司祭としてもやっていけるでしょ
Oh.
ハイター様、その場合弟はどうなりますか。
う。もちろん生徒へ。
ハイター様、せっかくのお話ですが、私はこの村でも生活には困っておりません。弟は幼くして両親を失っています。あの子から故郷まで奪う
Yeah,
ことはできません。
man.
兄貴は俺のためにこの村に残ったんだぞ。
ザイン、そんなことを考えていたのか。私はあの時の選択を生きて後悔したことはない。
Interesting. They both made the same choice, but for completely different reasons. I mean, that's got to be enough to convince him, right? Frieren might not even have to tell him they're going to heaven.
手を挙げられたことなんかなかった。
Yes, that must be quite a shock, huh?
フリーレン、俺、冒険者になる
What a surprise! I never saw this
あいつ
coming.
を追いかける。まだ10年しか経ってねえしな。
やった。
やりましたね。
I like fishing. I went a couple weeks ago and caught a bass, and that kind of reignited my desire to just want to sit there and just
お
fish.
前たちの旅の目的は何なんだ。
天国。
There we go.
死ねばみんな行けんだろう。
ザイン様も行けるんですか？
Do you want to talk about faith in the goddess?
マジで何なの？
Oh, you have no idea, buddy. Good episode. I dug that one. That was, you know, once again, a slower paced one, but once again, and I will say, when you have an established party, right, it becomes kind of difficult to introduce new characters to join said party and still make them feel, I don't want to say like effective, liked, wanted. Like I think back to Dungeon Meshi, and it was the main four for so long. Yes, we had people come in for a couple episodes here and there, but it was just Laios, Marcil, Senshi, and Chilchuk, right? It was kind of the main core. And then after the the big stuff that happens in the middle of that series, they inevitably get joined by a fifth party member, Izutsumi, I think her name was, kind of a bizarre name if I remember correctly, but I think it was Izutsumi, kind of a name she made up if I remember right. It's been a while since it's been about a year maybe since I watched that show. Great show, by the way. I feel like I started off this reaction series kind of doing a lot of comparisons to that show, but I feel like that's slowed down quite a bit as I've kind of got more used to Frieren and kind of, been living in this world, right? But I said all that to say, when Izutsumi joined, it was kind of like, I know some people really, really like her, but so late in the season and how abrasive her personality is, she took a while to get used to. I guess I dig her now. I guess she's fine. But I will say, Cyan I liked a lot more, a lot quicker. It helps that his intro, his first scene we ever see him in is very funny in nature. And then we spend the rest of the episode kind of getting to know him proper. His habits, his likes, his dislikes, his regrets, everything. Just this whole little character study. And even if he didn't end up coming with us, he still would have been, it still would have been a really interesting character study kind of episode about essentially what could have been with Frieren, right? Had she said no to Himmel, had they gone and, found another mage and, might not have been as strong as Frieren, probably wouldn't have been, but still go out and eventually do the dang thing with the Demon King. Would Frieren even know that happened? Would she care? Would she feel regret? These are kind of interesting questions to kind of posit, given that we've seen that, it really took Himmel to convince her. Like, I'm talking about the present. That seemed to work on her straight away, whereas it didn't for Cyan. It took a lot more. It took his brother getting involved. It took, a little bit of everything. It took his brother hitting him, right? So just really interesting to see, kind of similar to a couple episodes ago when we met Kraft, how we had the other elf who kind of had similar yet different outlooks. Like, he was older than Frieren, who had seemingly accomplished great things that everyone has since forgotten. Yet he was still so chipper and happy and just pleasant to be around, right? Whereas Frieren is, cold and calculating, and people still remember what she did. So just, it's kind of interesting to see those two perspectives there. Here, similarly, on the adventuring side of things, we get somebody else who's, pretty much the complete opposite of Frieren as well. Seemingly outgoing, social, very talented once again still, but full of regret for what he hadn't done. So I just think that's really interesting to see. But yeah, really good introduction to this character. I like him a lot. I don't know if he's going to stick with us the whole time. I don't know if this is a permanent addition to our party, which, I mean, it seems to be, given that he's looking for his friend from when he grew up, his gorilla friend from when he grew up, to, attempt to find him if he is alive still. We might run into him. He might still be alive somewhere. He might be fighting the good fight against the demons, or, what have you, settled somewhere else. And I adventured for a little bit, but then it just wasn't for me. I met my partner over here, and we've been living together ever since. That could be a thing that happened too. I don't know. But it's, definitely one of those, as I like to say, a mouse tool that we'll save for later. It'll help us out later, right? But yeah, really interesting new character that I do enjoy. Looking forward to seeing his dynamic in the group, because even though we did get a lot of him today, I think adventuring with him is going to be a little bit different. So I'll be interested to see how he is on the road and in travels and in combat. Like, we saw him do a single spell, right? It'll be interesting to see more priest stuff in general as well, since he is indeed a priest. Because, like I said, we never really saw Heiter doing any real priest stuff. This guy doing it, I think, was the first. No, we saw Stark getting healed after the confrontation with Aura and her minions, right? So we've seen it in the background, but we've never really seen a character we know doing any priestly stuff. As far as I can remember, I don't think we've ever seen Heiter doing any of it. So hey, it'll be interesting to see more of that as we go. Maybe he will get to teach Frieren just a little bit more of some other stuff, more so than Heiter was able to. But regardless, solid episode. I was thinking, how do you follow up this big banger of an episode that we had last time, well, something completely different, yet still as good. Not 100% as emotional as the last episode, but, you know, really, really solid in its own right. But I think I'm done here. I don't think I have much else to say about this one. So what did you think about this episode, dear viewer? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think of Sign? Would you kill for him? Is he your favorite, your least favorite? Where does he rank amongst the other characters for you? And with all that being said, hey, don't forget to leave a like on your way out, and I will catch you next time for the next episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Take it easy, everybody.